episode of Sunday Service. And we got special guests in the building, DJ Academics. Come on, round of applause. What's up? What's up?
Good.
A lot's been going on, man. Just trying to keep my sanity with all this madness in this world.
Yeah, I heard you on No Jumper. Really had to check in a couple people. I see you out here standing 10 toes down, though.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta go there. I try to stay over here, but people be just pulling out the beast out of me sometimes.
Okay, so how did everything? So now I'm getting to understanding, right? That Luce, who used to was he cellmates with Brick Baby first, now is in like the same area as Dirk.
Yes. So I guess he got transferred to another floor, and it's a more.
What we don't believe is that Luce Cannon is anywhere near Lil Durk. That's what we don't believe, is that Luce Cannon is anywhere near Lil Durk. If y'all remember, Luce Cannon was supposed to have Lil Durk on Sunday Service today. Somehow we ended up with DJ Academics. So let's never forget that happened. You feel me? There is no Lil Durk, Luce Cannon collaboration coming at all, bro. That's Flu Flammery, Skullduggery, and Larson.
Or a higher level floor where they got, higher level inmates, and Dirk is on that floor. And that's how they connected.
Why did he get transferred, do you know?
Well, of course. Apparently him and Brick Baby got into it. Brick Baby went. They didn't squabble. He didn't even want to squabble. It was a verbal, why you did this on the internet and why you did that on the internet. And apparently, from what I was told, that it was cool. I guess Cannon wakes up the next morning. The guard said, "Hey guys, we're gonna have to move you." I guess Brick Baby must have went and said, "There's a problem."
Brick telling? No, please no.
Damn, she's saying Brick Baby snitched on the coochie. Brick Baby snitchiana on the loose coochiana. Barnacles.
Wait, okay. Oh, so it looked like they had. Wait. Was there issues about prior issues or issues that they had while being there?
No, it was just off of what was being said on the internet. So Cannon, apparently he's hearing that, his paperwork wasn't straight. So Cannon was like, man, I can't be around you while all this is going on. And then I guess him and Brick had a conversation, and he was like, nah, it's over child support stuff or child custody stuff. Yeah. So then Cannon and him kind of squared it away. And he said that on the recording, but I guess Brick didn't get all the 411 and he just heard him talking about it, and he didn't like it. And Cannon's like, listen, man, I'll take the video down if that makes you feel some type of way. He's like, yeah, can you please do that? So we took it down. Yeah. He thought it was over with then. Next thing you know, he wakes up the next morning, and they want to transfer him.
I was about to be like, man, I wouldn't like to hear that, Luce put hands on Brick Baby. Luce is a big fella. People don't realize, like, he's kind of a tall guy. He's not.
Luce Cannon is big and soft. I honestly would get
a lot
fight. That could go either way. I don't think it's either one of them dudes at this point.
Podcasters, shit. I think Wack is like 5'6", 5'7". Like, I'm 5'9", I like to say. But Luce is like over 6 foot, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And the thing is, Cannon, when he speaks very aggressively when he gets there, right?
Does he speak really aggressively? He's kind of cupcake-ish.
So alone, they'll say, okay, well, you know what? You're the aggressor because you're the bigger one. So what they do, they move him. They moved him and one more person. There was 2 people they moved from that cell block.
Maybe I should wait for Luce to ask this question, but I have been wondering. Is Luce and Wack cool? Or what's going on there? Like, I can't.
That's a great question. I'm not sure. I don't know. 1 minute they're hot, the next minute they're cold, the next minute they're hot, the next minute they're cold. It's just a lot of shady shit going on.
Oh, they're like going through these little domestics. Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, people are saying that, it's for the better interest of Cannon, but it's also for the better interest of themselves. So it's just, we don't know. It's I feel like I always used to tell Cannon, I said, that's your mistress, because listen, y'all always on the phone, y'all always fighting.
Wait, isn't he the godfather of Luce's child?
Yes, he is.
Calling Wack Luce Cannon's mistress is crazy work for his girlfriend, wife, baby mama, whoever she is to say.
He was actually there at the hospital when I gave birth.
Wow. So they got to be cool. That's the godfather of the kid. Anything happened to Luce, Wack got to step up. Right? Wow. Okay. You guys have a relationship with Adam?
Excuse me?
Like Adam 22.
What relationship?
No, do you guys have like because I know I seen Brick recently say that he felt Adam switched up on him.
There's no relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's a business thing. Adam, I know. Listen, Adam don't know us from a can of paint, and we don't know Adam.
Yeah, why would Adam 22 have any dealings with Luce Cannon and his finances? Adam, now I can understand the argument of Brick Baby, but why would Adam 22 have anything to do financially with Turtle? That doesn't make sense. He's not a no jumper employee. He's a wannabe no jumper employee, or he was a wannabe no jumper employee, so to speak. But he never was on the no jumper payroll, so I never understand why Adam would be at all questioned or comment or concerned about anything financially involved with Luce Cannon.
Can of paint. It's really just business. You know what I'm saying?
You're not expecting Adam
using us, we're using him. It's equal at this point. You know what I'm saying? He gets the content and we get the content.
Yeah.
No, there's no, I'm expecting anything from him and he's expecting anything from us. It's just a mutual, hey, okay, what's up? Cool, we just cordial.
Now, I feel like I'm interviewing you. But still, I've heard that you guys are in a different financial situation than everybody else. Brick got mad at Adam, looked like he needed a few dollars. Have you guys monetarily, because, obviously this is going to be a fight with the government, right? And it's going to be costly. Have you guys, you're good on that end, or is it a situation where you guys are reaching out to people who could assist, or what?
Without ever have seen this, obviously, because we're reacting live to a thing that's live, she's going to say, yeah, we're good, but, I still think that this person should help, or I think that person should help, because that means you ain't good, nigga. My last case, I fought that case. Now, I ain't gonna lie. My mama threw some chili because I couldn't get to my bank accounts, but when I got out of jail and got back to my bank accounts, I paid my mama back. Paid her right back with interest because I got a black mama, and if you got a black mama, you know she's gonna tax you. So yeah, I got taxed by my mama. But everybody in my family knew I had the chili. I just got money put up in some place that I ain't finna tell nobody where it's at. And when I get out of here, I'll get to that bank account and I'll pay you back. I'm good for the chili. Everybody in my family know it. I don't need nobody to necessarily fund my lawyer for me. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas know the deal. And with my mother, my relationship is concerned, she know that if I gotta go do some time, I'm gonna tell her where the money at. Because every time I never had to do some time, I told my mama where the money was. So, that mama tax gonna come every time. And I got a black mama. I got a real black mama. I got a yo daddy ain't shit mama. Like, I got the mama that was like, yo daddy ain't da-da-da. I got a real black mama. So, that mama tax hit. But if you talking about Rolls Royces and all that kind of stuff, it don't make no sense for you not to have no chili saved up for your lawyer. Facts. You feel me? That nigga Luce Cannon got a public pretender right now. How you got 3 Rolls Royces and swimming pools, movie stars, all that kind of wooty bam, and you public pretending on a federal case? That is barnacles. That is barnacalious. Factual, actual factuals. So I guarantee right now that she's about to make an excuse to why she need financial help. And there's nothing wrong with needing financial help at all. But just humble yourself and be like, man, my money fucked up right now. This nigga's in the feds. I need the chili. Man, come on, y'all throw something. And, people will respect that. Or don't. And then we strangers and fuck our opinions and what we think and live your life how you feel like it.
Well, listen, of course, we make money. But, Cannon has supported so many people along the way. So he's expecting.
Told you. There it go.
His boys, his friends, his business associates to also step in and not put it all on my back. You feel me?
That's the thing, though. It should be all on your and his back. You guys are the financial couple. You guys are the couple. That is your household. That's your nigga. That's your fake husband. That's your baby daddy. Yeah, it actually should be on your household. Now, would it be cool if everybody come together like Voltron and power up for y'all? Of course it would. That would be a beautiful thing. But that financial strain is not on nobody but you and your nigga. So shit, nobody have to do nothing. Would it be cool if people stepped out and did? Of course. Of course. But that's show money.
My father, the Wack got to put some things on that. Come on now.
That's yeah.
I mean, come on, right? Like,
and academics ain't shit because he know Wack and Luce Cannon having problems, and he fanning the flames out of this fire like a mother child.
I would think one hand washes the other.
I'm still waiting.
Okay.
But absolutely.
Don't worry, Wack gonna put some of that diaper money on it. Don't you worry. Some of that
I'm
dice.
still waiting on a box of diapers. Right now, I'm sponsored by Coterie. You know, Coterie sponsors Callie. They pay him every month to promote, and they send him a goodie box every month. He gets 100 diapers every month. He has no lack of diapers right now.
Oh, well, the incredible diapers.
Not getting no incredible diapers is crazy.
Probably gonna be.
Not getting no incredible diapers is barnacles. Where them incredible diapers at?
In the mail.
Well, the diapers got to pay the same $10K that the Cody is paying every month too.
Oh shit. Okay. Hey, how often do you talk to Luce? Because I feel like, you know, I'm conflicted about even this whole content behind bars thing, but I do understand it probably helps keep the sanity for them. Like, it's really tough mentally. It's probably draining, and that's an outlet for them, right? And if they could, you know, do whatever to continue, you know, their online business or hustle, just not incriminating themselves, I can't really say there's a problem with it. But how often do you talk to him? And because it feels like you're like the middle woman, no pun intended, in us hearing his voice and the fans kind of still knowing what's going on with him.
Yeah. You know, I speak to him every day. Every day, I would say minimum 5 times a day. Minimum.
Really? Okay.
Yes. He has his ways to be able to call me.
Man, she gonna leave him in less than a year. She gonna leave that nigga in less than an hour, bro.
As much as he needs. You know, we also talk on.
She gonna leave that nigga by the look. What time is it? It's 9:10 in Atlanta. It's 6:10 in LA. Shit, the Simpsons will be off in about 20 minutes. She might not make it to the first commercial.
Or links. We chat in the emails too. So if there's something I need, say, baby, call me. This, you know, he'll call. He'll find a way to call. He's real cool with the guards too. So say if they're on lockdown,
I bet he is real cool with the guards when it's telling us.
You know, he'll find a way to get out to call me. He'll be let out, and then they'll put it back. You know, so
really,
it's been a blessing that his situation is that he's around people that actually fuck with him. Excuse my French. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm just glad that he has that, and he has people that he knows up in there too. So it's not like he's alone. You know. At first, you know, it seemed cool that him and Brick Baby was kumbayaing, but it just, I guess, you know, they were going to butt heads one way or the other. Just they were already doing it in the street. What makes you think they want to do it behind, you know, in the precinct, in the jail? So.
Well, I thought they were going to kind of adopt that mentality to be like, listen, we're not really cool, but while we're here, we'll take the us versus them mentality.
I thought so too. But I guess people get in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that, you know, content is content. At the end of the day, nobody's bashing nobody. Listen, I went and added free Big Baby shirts to help their family. All the sales and proceeds went straight to her. I made not one dime off of them. Whatever came in, I sent her way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the problem? The whole point is to keep your name in the algorithm, keep things going. So if Cannon is talking and mentioning things, it's for a reason. It's not to go against you and make you look crazy. It's what's already being said. We're not speaking of anything that's, you know, not already said on the internet.
Nah, Break Baby being in this show with the trans, that was not something that was on the internet. Break Baby and Luce Cannon getting into a fight, that was something that was not on the internet. Luce Cannon saying that Lil Durk was going to be on Sunday service. I don't even know why he told that stupid lie, but that was not on the internet. So yeah, Luce Cannon is actually not only bringing up things that's on the internet, he's actually bringing up things that are not on the internet and creating narratives for the internet. So yeah, I'm not sure if you really know exactly how that works, but yeah.
It's just conversation. Our calls are like our daily conversations. And, you know, I'm in the process of doing a TV show based around this whole indictment.
Yeah, really?
So, yes. And with this TV show.
Wasn't Luce already doing a reality show that never came out?
Show, all of these calls and things like that is going to be also within that show. And what the behind the scenes, the things that happens within the family, what's happening with the drama. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, as well as the drama. You know? Man, it's just a lot. It's always drama.
It's drama because her family's telling her to leave that situation alone and she's going against her family. We're black. Let's be real about this. And if you ain't black watching this, just chill out. Let your black homies do what we do. We having a nigga moment. You can't say that word. If you're not black, you can't say that word. I don't give a damn if you Mexican. I don't care if you kick it with Duno. You can't say nigga. That's out. But let us have a nigga moment real quick. You can kick it though and you can agree. Just don't say the word. Her family for sure on some nigga shit, and she from the islands, meaning Trinidad. Nigga, her people telling her to leave that situation alone, bro. You stupid. Why are you still here? Why are you playing with this? Why are you putting your baby at risk? Why do you why do you even have anything going on with the situation? Come home. All that kind of stuff. I'm willing to bet that Sharice has a good family and everything back at the crib that she could go to and kind of leave Luce Cannon and all this drama behind and really excel her life and kind of become something. You feel me? So as us being black, we know how this shit go. Her people and them telling them to leave her alone. Her people and them ain't going for this shit. You feel me?
Hey, by the way, are you cool with
this much drama a day in my life until I met this man? I'm telling you right now.
I mean,
again, she just said she never had drama a day in her life until she met this man with her family. Is it safe to say her family ain't fucking with him? Now, ladies, if you in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong. Fellas, if you in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong. But we black, we know how the situation goes.
When I met you guys, I'm in New Jersey when we did the interview. You guys are a 1-2 punch. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it was definitely a power couple there. So wait,
a power couple? What? Powered off what? AAA batteries? Come on, bro.
I watched the clip where I think he Luce had called.
Hey, we appreciate you for saying ninja, big dog. We appreciate your honesty.
Called into No Jumper, and specifically, I think the guy, I forgot his name. He's a podcaster. He's kind of dark skinned. He said he was trying to get at you to say, if you love your husband, you shouldn't want him to speak, because even if he gets in a heated back and forth, he could say something that could jeopardize maybe a bond hearing, could jeopardize anything with the case. And right now the priority should be getting out, not necessarily still keeping in the algorithm. To that, you respond by saying what? Because people are thinking it's irresponsible to have someone incarcerated even get in online drama because the ego could have him slip up and say something that could permanently affect whether he gets out in the near future.
I have spoken to him many, many times about that, and I told him he needs to be mindful of what he says. He is a grown man, and he wants to do what he wants to do. He chooses to have these conversations.
That is a terrible answer if you love him. There's no way, no matter how much my girl loves me. It ain't no fucking way. And she's gonna allow me while in a federal penitentiary to continue to go on the internet and say crazy shit, and she's the one recording it and uploading it. Now, if I call my brother, and my brother is stupid enough to upload it and all that kind of stuff, that's him. But I'm sure she gonna have a problem with my brother. She gonna be like, yo, why are you uploading this nigga shit? Like, he ain't supposed to be doing that. It ain't no way that nobody who loves you is gonna record you talking crazy on a federal phone. And while you involved in a federal RICO, based off information that they got off social media, and allow you to speak and continue to record your conversation and upload it to social media. Like that just doesn't make any kind of sense. Like that's just ridiculous. So the whole concept of, oh, well, he's a grown man. Very true. He is a grown man, but you the same grown woman uploading the content. You the grown woman uploading the content. You have the ability to be like, you know what? I'm not going to be a part of this because I love you and I'm not going to let you make this mistake. That's the only right answer from your girl, bro. Like, it's almost like she want that nigga in jail. Stupid is and stupid does.
And he tells me, wife, call this person, wife, do that. I'm going to do that. At the end of the day, yes, I have advised him on a lot of things. But even him out, he won't listen.
Baby, if he's stupid enough to say yeah, you got to be smart enough to say no. If he's stupid enough to say yeah, you got to be smart enough to say no.
Listen to me. So what makes you think he's going to do it then? At the end of the day, if this
that's pretty barefaced, a.k.a. Miss
Turtle. What makes him happy, if this is what's keeping his sanity, if this is what he wants, I'm going to do what he wants.
She gonna let that nigga keep smoking crack as long as it make him happy is what she sound like.
It's that simple. If I know he don't do it.
Did you consult with his lawyer?
Absolutely. His lawyer has every link to every call. Before I even release it, I sent it to him. So best believe we are being advised. A lot of people feel like
that nigga got a public defender. Your lawyer got a big old baggy suit from Burlington, bro. He don't even got a Men's Warehouse rental suit. He got a Burlington Coat Factory 9th grade homecoming suit.
They are lawyers and they know the system and they know this, that, and the third. Before I even release it, I sent it to him. So best believe we are being advised. A lot of people feel like they are lawyers and they know the system and they know this, that, and the third. No, you don't.
That has nothing to do with being a lawyer. It has everything to do with common sense.
Okay? We know that fight that he talked about in the thing wasn't documented, so he wouldn't get in trouble for it. So even when, say, if they bring it up in court, the judge's like, well, is there any document about this? They're like, no.
No, sweetheart. He's being judged by a jury of his peers. A jury of his peers. They're going to judge him based off their opinion of him. The nigga's called a judge. It's literally in the name. We are on a podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Let's conduct ourselves like the cameras are rolling. We are on a podcast. This is crazy. This girl is crazy. Why does she keep talking? I have no idea.
Okay, move on. We know this.
You know what's crazy?
Okay? So
You know what's crazy? Luce Cannon's the smart one in this relationship. That nigga's the brains of this operation. That's fucking incredible. That is incredible. As my grandma would say, thank God that girl is pretty. Man.
it's not like he's going to get in trouble for saying what's already been said and what's out there.
Sweetheart, yes, he will. This is a national publicated fucking RICO. Everybody know about this from Maine to Spain. This is on MSNBC, CNN. The last thing you want while he's waiting to be tried by a jury of his peers is for this type of information to come out. And even if the judge is supposed to be non-biased, we all know that that's not true. So forget what it's supposed to be. We know what it is. Forget what it's supposed to be. We know what it is. Black men, we know what it is. Forget what it's supposed to be. Forget what's fair. We're not here to discuss what's fair and what's supposed to be this and what's supposed to be that. We're here to discuss what's going to happen when you go ahead up with a judge, when you have silly things like that on social media and you are being tried in a federal RICO where the abundance of evidence against you comes from social media. What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to point your cane. I don't understand. Because he about to have a fit and this is about to be some ish. How did he get into this? Should have never went home with that trick. This is crazy.
He is not going on and saying, oh, I'm going to shoot you in the head and do this, do that. He's not doing that. He's not. He's just back, doing what he do. Entertain. Talk about what's happening to him. It is nothing wrong with him talking about his life and what's going on.
Hey, so I see people like in my chat, they're asking if how is the best way for them to support Luce? Because
there's no record of the conversation yet. The conversation has been recorded and put on YouTube by her. But there's no record of the incident, but you recorded the conversation of the incident with a confession while he's in a federal penitentiary. And if you don't know, fighting in a federal penitentiary is a federal crime because any crime committed on a federal campus counts as a federal crime. So if you get into a fight at the post office, that's a federal crime. You get into a fight at the airport, that's a federal crime. You get into a fight at the IRS office, that's a federal crime. When you commit crimes on federal grounds, that is a federal crime. That's literally how it works.
A lot of people just like me. Once Luce started hitting us with the sweetie, we
James Trapanese, I appreciate you.
Start rocking with him a lot. I watch his content a lot, but there are people who are wondering, is the only way to support him currently just continuing to view his content or talk about him or whatever? Or are there other ways?
Mm-hmm. Definitely keep viewing his content. I'm coming up with creative ways to keep him involved within the page, because the phone calls is one thing, but I'm also going to figure out a way where we can make some animated stuff too, so you can have a visual thing. We do have a website. It's lucecannon.com where you can purchase t-shirts. We have free Luce Cannon t-shirts. We have Sweetie merchandise too. So if you want...
Fighting the mailman is for sure a federal crime. Get into a fight with your local postal carrier and your ass is going to the feds.
T-shirts, hats. I have some beanies coming out. I got a bunch of different things coming out, even for the ladies, because he does have quite a bit of ladies that love that too. So it's like I need to focus on that. I've been focusing more on the men's merch, so the shirts and hats and stuff, but I'm definitely gonna work on that too. So if you guys want to support, that's the best way to do it because Cannon's not the type to be like, hey, send money to my.
But no, You're fighting a federal indictment. You're like the average percentage of average Americans who doesn't have $5,000 in a saving account, because the average person walking around does not have $5,000 in their savings account. The average person has a couple $100, and a rainy day or a bad day will dramatically mess up what they got going on from month to month. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. And there's nothing wrong with that, because as a society, as a whole, as a country, and as an entire global economic standpoint, we're in a recession. Prices are high, payments are low. There's literally nowhere you can live in all 50 states where you can live in a 2-bedroom house based off minimum wage. So it makes 100% sense. 5K, you richer than 50% of the planet. You seen the same meme I seen, bro. So with that being said, people are living day to day, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with living day to day. There's nothing wrong with going to work every day, stacking your pennies up, and taking the kids to Disney once a year because you worked hard and that's what you did. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let society and social media tell you that anything is wrong with your day-to-day grind, your day-to-day lifestyle, paying your bills, living in your 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment house, whatever you got going on. If you got a roof over your head and food in your belly, you blessed. That's that. But it makes sense for her to need financial help because, yeah, Luce Cannon not in the streets, scamming, scheming, finessing, stealing, wheeling, and dealing no more. You ain't here by yourself. You probably did get comfortable off his flu flams, and now he's locked up, and now you need some money to somebody to help you with a lawyer. It makes perfect sense. There's nothing wrong with that. But this whole, trying to, save face and all that kind of stuff, baby, you can't keep up with the Joneses. The Joneses to beat you. So if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, that race has been lost.
My wife's way, and no, he'd rather you support in a way where you show his logo or show,
Break bread news, what's to do?
his slogan, and that goes towards.
Yeah, he's not a handout type of nigga. He's not like a beggy type of dude. I
He's
can't lie.
And even if he ever needed it, he wouldn't tell you that. He's so humble. He'll give you his shirt off his back. That's the type of person he is. Obviously when he rocks with you. When he don't rock with you, he gonna be calling you sugar plums and salted ice cream and Cocoa Puffs. And...
Hey, so speaking of which, and I remember, I'll talk to you about this when he gets on. I don't want to bring that up, honestly, because I think that might just be a part of his case. Actually, it's in the indictment. But the interview that we did, and he mentioned the Meek Mill stuff. Later on, which, by the way, I think they reference it in the indictment. Later on, Wack spoke on it. Wack was like, man, I knew this nigga was lying the whole time. And I was, shocked by that. Because I was like, wait, you were sitting with him and, hanging out? Not hanging out, but, you were kind of co-signing him this whole time, knowing he was lying. I'm wondering, what do you think about that whole thing? Did you know Luce was lying? Was he lying? Why do you think he said those things?
I honestly wasn't there around that time, so I can't tell you what's truthful and what's not truthful.
You were definitely around during those times. So I'm not sure why you're now trying to remove yourself from that Meek Mill indictment. You were definitely around. And if I'm not mistaken, was she in the building? She might not have been in the building, but we for sure knew about you as his love interest and his fake wife. But whoa, hold on, baby girl. We been knew you as his fake wife around the Meek Mill situation. So I'm not sure why you trying to step away from that one, unless it's gotten hot in there and now you got to take off all your clothes.
I go based on what he says. If he says that's what it is, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Wack.
Yeah, Little Durk will not be joining this call. My man Arthur said, no, there's no Little Durk. That's already been proven to be a lie.
Obviously has his motives. He has his ways of wanting to make sure.
Well, you know what? Let me not say it's a lie. There's still more live. There's still more time for Luce Cannon to call in, and he might have Lil Durk. So let me not call it a lie. It hasn't happened yet.
People don't get into any trouble or whatnot, so he's gonna say what he's gonna say. He's gonna make up his thing like, I never knew about this. I never knew that this was true or not true, and he's gonna discredit Luce Cannon as much as he can. And it's not to say that he is going against him. I would say also maybe he's trying to protect him in one way, shape, or form.
Oh, that's actually an interesting thing, because I thought they were switching up on each other, and I was like, man, I like when they were a 1-2 combo. But that makes sense.
No, but I'm not speaking on others.
Academics is hungry, bro. He keeps liking 1-2 combos. Nigga, get you a chicken basket, fool.
The other ones that have switched up on him, they definitely have switched up. They don't really got motives besides switching up.
Wait, who? I only knew him with Wack.
Okay, well, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Chad, who's she talking about? Who's she talking about? Somebody said, what's her YouTube channel? Her YouTube channel is it
Street Mills
Mills and Luce Cannon? It's a joint
Yep.
channel, right?
It's a joint channel. Actually,
Yeah.
Smells. I actually had this channel when I was doing heavy with my music. So, I had a decent amount of subscribers already on there and it was just sitting. I said, honey, you know what? Take over my YouTube instead of starting from scratch. That way we can monetize all that from right away, So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually not their YouTube. It's her names. They just keep it at. It's hers. They just keep it at her house, pretty much. Like they don't have a YouTube page. She has a YouTube page. Just throwing it out there.
All right. Yo, these people are hilarious. Oh, she said Brick, but Brick and Luce weren't that cool. Like Brick couldn't be the one switching up.
it's not that one. Not that one.
This chat talking about 360. What's a 360? You know who 360 is?
No.
Maybe they talking about 600.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They say you favor Lotto. Not gonna lie, that's what they say.
I get that
Nigga, that ain't no lottery ticket. That's a scratch off at best.
a lot.
That ain't no lotto. That's a scratch off at best. That's a good night at bingo. That is for sure not a full blown lotto. That is a good night at bingo at best. A fire ass game of tunk. A fire game of tunk.
I get that a lot.
Oh,
You
do
know,
you? Okay.
if I drop this baby weight, I'll get it more too.
Wait, how many months since you delivered a child?
As a grown woman over the age of 30, wanting to be compared to Lotto, who's like 22, 23, 25 at the oldest, is absolutely barnacles. And it's crazy for me to always see grown men wanting to be like these, what should be in their eyes, little girls. Like, oh, I look like Lotto. Baby, you grown. You grown. Like, you're super grown. Like, you're super grown. You're not the age of somebody who wants to look like Lotto. Like, it's crazy. It's incredible.
My baby's now currently 8 months.
Oh wow. Okay. Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, bro, that's weird for a woman over the age of 30 to want to, I look like Lotto. Like, what, my nigga? You a grown-ass woman. Get out of here.
Yeah, he's knocked out right now. I'm watching him on the camera.
Oh, lit. The baby cam is clutch.
Man, isn't it?
Yo, chat, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, these people.
All right, chat, we're going to keep this going, but y'all know the deal. It's red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. And it's free Avenue Angel Tweets. Free. You got